when the movie Loving Everyone, the first part came out, a lot of people loved it. I mean, the word Achalugo and Odogu was just running around everywhere. Some people started calling their partners Odogu and Achalugo. I think that that's what a beautiful movie does. It influences the culture. When a movie influences the culture, then it was good. Now, you may not think it's the best of productions or the story is just normal. You may think, oh, normal story, because I heard a lot of people say normal story. I think it was a regular story, regular love story. However, there were certain things that made that story stand out, and it's the portrayal of cultures and portrayal of the essence of love, especially when it's for some people. And I'm not just here to talk about the part one, the part two. Someone says, well, wait, it had a sequel. Yes, it had a sequel. Omoni Oboli did the part two. And while I think it's a beautiful business initiative, because we saw the number of sponsors and partners that movie did incorporate. However, understanding the market and what people want is important for making money and business and keeping up a certain culture. So, and I think that's what Omoni Oboli did with the sequel, because it was the talk of the town. Loving Every Word was the talk of the town. I think the last time I checked, the first part had garnered over 20 million views on YouTube. As at now that I'm shooting this video, the part two has garnered 16 million views on YouTube. So I just want to talk a little about the film, because a lot happened. I mean, a lot of analysis from people. Someone said, I saw this thing where someone says, loving every word dazzles but overstays its welcome. That's the part two. Some people said, was it worth making? The part two, was it worth making it? I mean, a lot of questions. I heard someone say, oh, I watched, I think it was normal, it was just there. But for me, I want to analyze a character that's very important to me. So, and one thing I want to analyze is, do you think that the love was exaggerated? The love from Obioras. So I'm not here to talk about the production and why the film was necessary to make or not. I'm here to analyze something portrayed in that film, which was love. And for some people, I think it was a little extravagant. It was extreme. Like, do people truly show love this way? I'm talking about Obiora, played by Uzor Arukwe. Chioma was just at the end receiving. I saw a video, by the way, that Omoni Oboli's husband posted, and I think that's a beautiful video, because coming from a man who stayed in marriage for as long as he has, he said Chioma was one of the softest people ever, and her femininity is endearing. And I beg to say that for you to be with a man like Obiora, you have to possess that sort of femininity, which was what Chioma showed effortlessly. That's Bam Bam. And it's so beautiful to be that kind of woman who receives love. Woo! Chioma received love. But let's stay with Obiora. Now, the film portrayed Obiora, Uzor Arukwe, as a wealthy Igbo man, and who has, money, in his 40s, not yet married. Typical of most Igbo men who would rather delay to get married if they think they do not have enough money to take care of their woman or their women. Because I've heard a number of girls says, Igbo men, oh, don't even joke. I had an interview with a girl who says, Igbo men, they've taken my heart. They've stolen my heart. Now she's from, I think she's a Yoruba girl. And she says, Igbo men, they've stolen my heart, because there's this portrayal of the Igbo man taking very good care of his wife. He will do it like it's his life. So growing up, I heard instances of the Igbo man will rather trek for his wife to drive a car. He'll rather wear clothes that are not so beautiful for his wife to wear very beautiful clothes. Now, I trace this back to history. From the days of the movie Things Fall Apart, played by Peter Doche Okonkwo, to, the days of the ancestors. Back in the day, the Igbo man was known traditionally to be wealthy and great by the number of women he could keep. So while they married these women for farm work, for expansion of family, the Igbo man who was wealthy was seen wealthy because of the number of women he had. So it means that if you have that number of women, you should or can be able to take care of them. So the expansion of his family depended on a lot, depended on his ability and his expertise and his rulership, his leadership as a man. Now things have changed, and I think that began to transcend into the capacity of that man to marry his wife. And when I use the word marry, because it's a word we use regularly, but when you marry someone, it's like you're in charge. And I don't mean in charge because you're like a master and she's a slave. No, you're in charge, and this person is literally under you and is covered. Let's use the word covered and protected. Was love exaggerated in Love in Every Word? I don't think so. I don't think it was. Now take a look at this. Obiora is a man who's seen a number of women. And when you've seen a number of women and you just suddenly see that woman who you think, this is mine, this is my type of woman, it makes a lot of difference. It's like, where have you been all my life? You're my soulmate. So while some people do not believe in soulmates, I think the whole soulmate thing, I can't wrap my head around it now, but I think that some people have soulmates. So he sees this woman who embodies everything that it means to live with his kind of man. Because I want you to remember a scene. The scene where what's her name now? Chioma was introducing her business partners from Dubai. Was it Dubai or Qatar? The guys that were supposed to expand her perfume business. And he looked at her and he was moving around the shop like, this is my investment. He understands that Chioma has the capacity to take care of that investment and even make it hers. But for an Igbo man who invests in you is his. And Chioma wasn't there to argue, because why would you say it's yours? It's mine. It's yours. It's mine. No, she understands that this thing can be his, but I have access to anything this man has. That the scene where his brother and sister came to buy perfume from the shop, and he was like, yeah, pick everything, pick anything. And he was moving around like the king, like the chief Obiora that he is. So you could see possession. And Chioma was not edgy. She's not a feminist. She wasn't edgy like, oh, is this man going to, is this business going to be in his name? It doesn't matter if it's in his name. I know that I can get the millions or the billions I want if I want to. Everything is still mine. So it reminds me of the love that God has for us, because God's love is excess, is extravagant. It's stupendous. If there's a word, I think there's a word that's stupendous, but then I'm using it in this case. It's just, it overflows. And God has it too much, and he pours it on you. And then he says the man should love the woman as Christ loved the church, to that you can give your life for your woman. Now, it doesn't mean you literally die. It just means that you can make whatever sacrifice. So I don't think the love was exaggerated. Trust me. People can still be like Obiora, but not show it like Obiora, because Obiora also has a personality that was comfortably portrayed in the film to give it that humor and the extent to which Omoni wanted to capture the watchers, the attention of her fans, to understand, to live in that world of there are people like this who would show love extravagantly. And it's convenient to sell that story, and a lot of people will buy. Now, he has a personality, and the personality is quite loud. He's not a quiet guy. He's a loud guy. So, and loudness comes with, maybe extroverted. Yeah, extroverted guy comes with a level of, a level of show off. Not show off because he's a proud person, but just show off because, he has everything that he wants to show you. He's going to show you, do you have what he has? Right? So I think that the love was not exaggerated. If you find your perfect match, your perfect fit, it just fits perfectly. You show yourself in a way that you express love to that person in a way that the person is like, waiting, I do now, waiting. Now, but I think that it's up to women to find out the kind of men that they're with and see the instances that they show them that kind of love, because you might be expecting Obiora's kind of love from someone who does not have Obiora's personality. And you'll be doing wrong. You have to open the door of the car for me. You have to buy me flowers. You have to do this and do that. Where there are modern, exciting ways to show love to a woman, if that's her love language. But some people can be extravagant, love extravagantly like Obiora, but show it in their own way through their personality. And one thing is, I think Chioma was able to accommodate the love that Obiora brought, because every form of love that he showed her, she appreciated it. So a woman who's there to receive, who's open, would get the love and more from a man who would always give. I don't think the love was exaggerated. Picking up from that culture, from the culture that was portrayed, Igbo man, don't let an Igbo man love you, especially if he wants to get married to you, if he has the money and if he's a generous person, because Obiora was a generous person. And what's love without giving? But then there are people who have money and they're not generous. Generosity and kindness comes with love. And one thing that stands out for me, the story, is that I think it was beautifully told. The efforts that people put into love, the intentionality that people put into love is important. So you just don't love and just sit back and relax. You put in the work. Sometimes the greatest of it all, the greatest love has to be fought for, you have to put in the work. Yes, it's not easy. And putting in the work means that the challenges will come and you find a way to overcome the challenge. I feel like I'm preaching now. Preach, queen, preach, queen. Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. Let me at least eat my popcorn I wanted to eat at the beginning of this video. I think you can have this. It tastes nice. Don't talk while you're eating. Don't eat, talk while you're eating. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. Tell me, what do you think about the film Loving Every Word? Have you watched it? Sorry, if you're not a Nollywood person, I understand. We watch Nollywood films. If you don't watch Nollywood films, I understand. I mean, I understand. I'm not judge you. I'm not going to judge you. But tell me what you think. Tell me in the comment section. And yeah, I really would like to know. Tell me what you think about the film. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Come back to this video and tell me what you think. Now, subscribe to this channel, share this video, drop your like and comment. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.